करुणाकरसूरीन्द्र गुरुवर्यपदाम्बुजां नवनीतनटोत्तंसां गुरुपङ्क्तिश्रियन्नुमः। श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः। नमः सभायै. It is great pleasure to be a part of this Global Sangoshti at Dubai today. This is the third Global Sangoshti that GSPK has been blessed to conduct after the ones at Sydney and New Jersey. It is said that anything which is reiterated thrice gets etched in memories. That is why Bhagavan Vedavyasa says, Satyam Satyam Punas Satyam. So this third Global Sangoshti is sure to be etched in the memories of all Bhagavatas. It is Adiyan's Bhagyam to be presenting a lecture on the lessons from the Ramayana on this esteemed stage. Ramayana is known to be a legendary lesson of life values. Today we shall be looking at 5 lessons from the Ramayana, each of which will deal with a case study, which is a character from the Ramayana, and some significant incidents from the life of this character, which gives us that particular lesson. So let's get started. The first lesson that we are looking at today is how to be calm yet firm. This lesson was demonstrated by none other than the hero of the Ramayana, that is Lord Rama himself. Lord Rama is known to be Dharmo Vigrahavan Ramaha, the very embodiment of Dharma. He followed his Dharma by maintaining his calm and firm always. Let us take an instance from Rama's life when he was to be coronated the next day. It was all decided that he had to become the king. All the arrangements for the coronation was made. And Rama's state of mind was such that he was going to become the king the next day, take care of all the welfare of the state and lead a royal life. It was at this juncture that the night before, Kaikeyi, who was poisoned by Manthara, asked Dasharatha for those 2 boons, according to which Rama had to be sent to exile. Now, this had to be communicated to Rama, and so Rama was called to Kaikeyi's palace. When Rama came, Dasharatha could not collect words to convey this to him. So Kaikeyi herself did this on behalf of Dasharatha. She told Rama quite coolly that he had to go to the forest for 14 years. And what was Rama's reaction to that? Rama, who was conditioned in the mind to enjoy all royal pleasures till a moment before, just said, Avicharya Piturvakyam Samavaktum Chaturdasha. There is no question of a second thought about me obeying my father's commands and going to the forest for 14 years. I shall do it. That is all that he said, without a slight change or turmoil in his mind. Sage Valmiki very beautifully describes this as Navanam gantu kamasya tyajatascha vasundharam sarvalokatigasyeva lakshyate chitta vikriya. Giving up kingship over the globe did not disturb the mind of Rama even a bit. He did not undergo any kind of mental challenge or turmoil when he was told to go to the forest. Just a few moments before, he was thinking that he had to become the king. After that, he thought he had to go to the forest. Nothing changed for him in the 2 situations. Thus, he maintained his calm and composure always. Now, even a calm person can get disturbed when others try to disturb his calm. This happened to Rama too. When he was told to go to the forest, there were people who tried to stop him from going to the forest. In fact, almost everybody tried to stop him from going to the forest. And even after he went to the forest, he was called back to become the king again. At all such times, Rama maintained his calm by being firm. Let us take the example of 3 people who tried to change Rama's mind. And all these 3 people were very dear to Rama. The first one who told Rama that he should not go to the forest was his own mother Kausalya. When Rama went to seek Kausalya's blessings before going to the forest, she directly told him, I will not permit you to go to the forest. Natvanujanami namam vihaya sudukkhitamarasi putragantum, she said. You are not supposed to go to the forest, my dear son. I shall not permit you to do so. If Kaikeyi doesn't want, let us not stay in this palace. Let us go and stay elsewhere. Lead a simple life. But you will not go to the forest. I will not permit you. Now, this is such an easy option that Kausalya gave to Rama, isn't it? It was a very compelling option for him to follow. He could have easily said that a mother's command is superior to the father's. So, overruling the father's command, I shall stay back here in the palace because my mother has told me to do so. But Rama stood firm on his resolve to go to the forest, and he convinced Kausalya by saying that, my dear mother, it is only your character and my character, like it would be befitting our characters to obey the order of the one who is senior to both of us. My father Dasharatha is your husband and he is senior to both of us, and so it is only our duty to abide by his words. If you say something which is opposing Dasharatha's words, it is not becoming of you. So kindly permit me to go to the forest, and I shall take your command along with blessings and go to the forest. Saying thus, Rama stood firm by his dharma by reminding Kausalya of her dharma. This was Rama's firmness and steadfastness. Now the second person who told Rama not to go to the forest was Lakshmana. In fact, according to the story, Lakshmana told Rama not to go to the forest even before Kausalya did. What did Lakshmana say? Lakshmana said that this is very unfair to you, my dear brother. It is not at all becoming of the king to come and tell you, who is such a befitting candidate, to take up kingship. You are the one who is actually qualified to become the king. So I would suggest that you do not abide by father's commands. The entire city will be by you. I will stand by you and you can rule the kingdom. Tavadeva maya sardham atmastam kuru shasanam. You take over the rule in your own hands and start ruling. Nobody can question you because it's your right. And you are completely qualified to do so too. To this, again, Rama could have yielded. He had all the power to do so. And Lakshmana said he would assist him. And he also said that all the countrymen would be on the side of Rama. But still, Rama told Lakshmana that, see, by being a king, we are being a leader. And a leader should always set the right example. And revolt is not a good example. Guruscha raja cha pita cha vriddha krodhapaharshat athavapi kamat yatvadishet karyam avekshya dharma kastam na kuryat anrishamsa vrittihi. The one who does not follow the commands of his elder, his king, his father, whatever the command may be, however the command may have been given, the one who does not follow these commands is not setting the right example and is not fit to become a leader. So, trying to take up leadership by force is not correct. Saying so, he stood firm on his decision and convinced Lakshmana. Now, after he went to the forest, Bharata came to him. Bharata, for whose sake Rama had gone to the forest, came to him and told that I do not want any kingship. My dear brother, please come back. And Bharata gave him a counter offer. He said, if somebody has to stay in the forest, let it be me who is staying in the forest. Instead of you, I will fulfill the vow which has been given to our father. I will be in place of you and you can go and rule the kingdom. Now this was again a very compelling option for Rama, wasn't it? Somebody was actually substituting for him. He was ready to take up the hardships in place of Rama. But Rama told Bharata that, see, anything which has been told by our father, any sale, deposit or purchase which has been made by a father cannot be changed by progeny. Vikritam ahitam kritam yat pitra jivitam mama Natallopaitum shakyam maya va bharatena va. Nobody can change the father's decision. What has been told to him has been told already. So we cannot go back and try to amend that to our convenience. That would be wrong. That is not dharma. So, countering each one in his own way, Rama stood steadfast on his vow of being in the forest for 14 years. Thus, this lesson of firmness and calmness comes to us from Rama. Let's move to the second lesson. Ramayana teaches us how to talk. Now, the best example for speech is Rama himself. Even Hanuman was a great speaker. But today the example we are taking is that of Jatayu. Jatayu was in a very pitiable state when Rama met him after Sita was abducted by Ravana. They said that Ravana almost killed Jatayu, but Jatayu held on to his life to inform Rama about Sita's whereabouts. So when Rama came to Jatayu, Jatayu conveyed the message to Rama in a very beautiful way. How did he do it? He gave the message in a very crisp manner because he had very few moments of his life left. So he had to convey the matter in the shortest possible way with the least possible words. At the same time, it was a shocking message that he was giving to Rama. So he had to take into account the state of mind of the listener who was Rama. So keeping that in mind also, he had to give the message. So what did Jatayu say? He told him, Yam Oshadhiva Ayushman Anveshasi Mahavane Sadevi Mamacha Pranaha Ravanena Ubhayam Hritam. He addressed Rama as Ayushman, in the sense, the one who has a long life. He feared that Rama would fall sick if he came to know that Sita was abducted by a Rakshasa. So he blessed Rama and he told him that, see, my life and Sita have been taken away by Ravana. So he narrated the entire incident of what happened in such a short way. He told that Ravana had been taken by Sita and he tried to fight a battle for Sita in which he lost his life. Now, this was such a shocking message that Rama felt completely dejected. So immediately within those remaining few moments, Jatayu had to give some encouraging words to Rama. So he told him, Vindo nama muhurto sau nachakakutstaso budhat. Don't worry. O Rama, your wife has been abducted in a muhurta called Vindan. In a period of time, which is called as Vindan. And anybody who is lost or any person's belonging which is lost in this muhurtam is sure to come back to its owner. So Sita is definitely going to come back to you, so do not worry. So this is the way one should talk. We should be crisp in the way we speak and we should assess the state of mind of the listener so that we can get to them, we can get to the point and we can impress upon what we want to in the mind of the listener easily. The third lesson from the Ramayana that we are going to see today is how to excel in performance. This was told to us by Hanuman. Hanuman was allotted the task of finding Devi Sita. In fact, many Vanaras were allotted this task, but Hanuman actually got to the Ashokavana, met Sita, gave Rama's message along with the signet ring, got back the Chudamani from Sita along with her message. Now, the next task that Hanuman had to perform was to go and give this to Rama. But Hanuman gave a thought before this. And this thought is conveyed very beautifully in the shloka of the Valmiki Ramayana. Karye karmani nirvritte yo bahunyapi sadhayet purvakarya virodhena sakaryam kartumarhati. The one who performs extra tasks than the one which is allotted to him without creating any hindrance to the allotted task is an excellent performer. And Hanuman decided to become an excellent performer. He destroyed the Ashokavana, because of which he was presented in front of Ravana. He scared the wits out of Ravana, set fire to Lanka and returned triumphantly to Rama. So much he did, apart from the task which was allotted to him. So this made him an excellent performer. So it's very important to give that extra bit wherever you can, so that you can excel in performance. At the same time, it's important to keep one thing in mind, which is conveyed in the shloka. He says, Purva karya virodhena sakaryam kartum arhati. While performing this extra task, it is important to keep in mind that what you are expected to perform does not suffer. For example, in examinations, many children try to attempt some extra questions. Like if you're expected to attempt 4 out of 6 questions, some children feel that if they attempt all 6, it will be very impressive on the examiner. So they try to attempt 6, but in the process of attempting 6, if you're going to write all the 6 answers very short or not writing whatever is expected, even in the 4, then you're going to lose marks. So it's very important that while trying to do something extra, your actual expected work does not suffer. So that is conveyed by Hanuman. Hanuman had the capacity to do something extra without hampering the expected work. So if we are confident of performing extra without hampering what is expected, then we should definitely do so to excel in performance. The next lesson of the Ramayana is about compassion. And who other than Sita Devi can give us this lesson? How to be compassionate. All through the Ramayana, Sita Devi has exhibited extreme compassion, whether it was to Kakasura or to Ravana. But the heights of compassion she showed was to the Rakshasis. After the fight of Rama and Ravana, the message of Rama's victory was conveyed to Sita by Hanuman. Sita was very pleased with him and asked him, "What can I do for you, O Hanuman?" Hanuman humbly said, "O Sita Devi, please grant me the permission to torment these Rakshasis who have been so unkind to you all these months. I want to really take them to task." To this, Sita Devi gave a beautiful reply. She said, "Papanam va shubhanam va vadharhanam plavangama karyam karunamaryena nakaschinna paradhyati." O Hanuman, why do you want to unnecessarily trouble these Rakshasis? They are all servants of Ravana. It is not by their will that they tormented me. And who in this world does not perform mistakes? Nakaschinna paradhyati. It is only human to err. So why don't you just forgive them? It's okay. We should not try to punish anybody because they go wrong. So this is the kind of compassion that Sita Devi showed. Even if somebody has done some wrong to us, when it is our turn, we should always try to be kind to them. We should not have the bhavam of revenge in our minds. So it's extremely important to be compassionate, and that lesson is given to us by Sita Devi. The next lesson is about what is to be avoided. As much as it is important to know the to-do things, it is important to also know the not to do things in life. There are certain things that are to be avoided, and that is shown to us by many characters in the Ramayana. Adiyan have listed 4 characters here, and what we learn from them about what is to be avoided. The first example for what is to be avoided is Dasharatha. And what do we learn from him? We learn not to promise in haste. Dasharatha promised in haste to Kaikeyi and to Vishwamitra and repented because of that. He promised in haste to Kaikeyi, he gave her 2 boons, and he had to send Rama to exile because of that. Even in case of Vishwamitra, as soon as Vishwamitra came to his court in Balakanda, Dasharatha said, "Kachate paramam kamam karomi kimuharshitaha." You tell me what you want, what you desire, I shall grant it to you, without thinking what he would ask for. And Vishwamitra asked for Rama. And this actually was not agreeable to Dasharatha. He said, "Unashodasha varsho me Ramo Rajiva Lochana." My son is not even 16. He's such a small boy. How will he combat the Rakshasas who are all active at night? He cannot even remain awake at night. So he repented, having promised in haste to Vishwamitra. But then that was solved by Vasishtha. That's a different story. But then it's important to keep in mind not to promise in haste. We should avoid promising in haste. Next example is that of Kaikeyi. And we should learn that we should avoid getting influenced by jealousy from her. Kaikeyi was very fond of Rama. In fact, when she got the news of the coronation of Rama, she was so happy that she presented a necklace to Manthara, who came to give her that news. She said, "Rama is Dharmatma, Satyasandha, he is fit to be the king, he is my son." And she celebrated so much. But When Manthara poisoned her mind in many ways, she shook slowly, and actually the point at which Kaikeyi got convinced was when Manthara told her that Kausalya would gain importance over her in the mind of King Dasharatha. Rama Mata Sapatnite Katham Vairam Nayatayet. She said that Rama's mother Kausalya will take revenge on you if she becomes the mother of King Rama. And this actually poisoned the mind of Kaikeyi. Jealousy was put into her, which changed her character completely. So it's important to avoid jealousy. And that we learn from Kaikeyi. The third thing that we learn is from Kumbhakarna. We learn that we should not support injustice. Kumbhakarna knew very well that Ravana was wrong in abducting Sita, and he wanted to advise Ravana to give back Sita to Rama. But Ravana wouldn't listen to any of that. So he said that it's okay. I will fight on your side. Aham samikarishyami hatva shatrustavanaga. I shall fight by your side even though I know you're wrong. Because you're my brother. Now, he sided Ravana despite having disagreement with him, and because of that he lost his life, and Ravana lost the battle too. So supporting injustice is not correct. So we should avoid supporting injustice, and that is told to us by Kumbhakarna. The final lesson that we get is on a positive note. Now, what is to be avoided is the fear to do the right thing. We should avoid fear when we have to take the right call against injustice, which was done by Vibhishana. Vibhishana, who gave up on his fear, he avoided fear and did the right thing by giving up Lanka. Parityakta Maya Lanka, he said, and he went all the way to Raghava, Rama, and surrendered to him, did Sharanagati to him. Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Raghavaya Mahatmane Nivedayatamam Kshipram Vibhishanam Upasthitam, he said. So, I surrender to Rama, who is the Sarvaloka Sharanya, who is the refuge of the whole world. Now, he could take this call because he avoided fear. So, avoiding something can also be on a positive note, as was shown by Vibhishana. So, the fifth lesson that we learned from the Ramayana today tells us what is to be avoided. To summarize today's lessons, we learnt how to be calm and firm like Rama, how to talk effectively like Jatayu, how to excel in performance like Hanuman, how to be compassionate like Sita Devi, and how to avoid promising in haste like Dasharatha, getting influenced by jealousy like Kaikeyi, supporting injustice like Kumbhakarna, and avoiding fear in doing the right thing like Vibhishana. There are numerous other lessons in the Ramayana. Few of them I have just listed here. A lesson on friendship by Rama and Sugriva, lesson of selfless service by Lakshmana, lesson on humility by Bharata, on enthusiasm by the squirrel in Ramayana, and on being helpful by Rama and the sages of Dandakaranya. Like this, there are so many lessons, so many takeaways from the Ramayana, which we can discuss whenever we have more time to do so. As for today, Adiyan would like to conclude this session by thanking the very embodiment of Dharma, Lord Rama, and saying Jai Shri Ram.